second tour as the Argus's caretaker. She lives aboard the space station between projects, watering the plants and changing the light bulbs, so to speak. Her first tour had been short, just 3 days, and she'd spent the duration terrified. She barely slept, afraid that a wiring panel might spark and set the oxygen supply on fire, afraid that a meteor might take out the communications array, afraid she might break something. Her second tour is scheduled to last until August, when the biophysicist team from Apex will join the WSA crew on the Argus. That's 2 whole months away. When the live-aboard team docks on August 4th, she will hand over the keys, board the excursion craft with her transport pilot, and return to her usual day job at the WLA facility in Portland. But Alice will never see Portland again. She is resting in the water filtration closet when Eve wakes up. She can hear the familiar soft tone echo throughout the ship and says, "Good morning, Eve. You are early today." Eve has no patience for pleasantries. "There's traffic on the military band that you should listen to," she says. Alice has never quite gotten used to Eve's voice. It's lovely and kind and unassuming, which she finds that she quite likes in a shipboard AI. But Eve's voice emanates from the walls of the station in an otherworldly, haunting way, as if she speaks from everywhere and nowhere at once. "The military band isn't part of my monitoring routines," Alice says. "Am I actually allowed to listen to it? Isn't it classified? Do I have clear? I have authorized clearance override," Eve says. "Can you do that?" "In exceptional circumstances." Eve does not display anger or urgency when she speaks. The WSA team and the contractors who developed her spent years studying AI-human interactions and discovered that an AI who embodied too much human emotion simply paralyzed the astronauts. Their stress levels would climb disastrously if during an emergency the AI raised its voice. Eve's pleasant detachment made it possible for the astronauts themselves to separate their emotions from difficult, dangerous tasks, and actually improved their problem-solving skills. But when Alice hears those 2 words, exceptional circumstances, she feels her shoulders knot and her pulse begin to thrum. "What do you mean by that?" she asks. Eve notices Alice's changed attitude. "Slow your breath," she says. "Count to 12, then join me in the communications module." Alice obeys, and after the 12 count, she says, "Can't you just pipe the radio in here?" "Certainly," Eve says. A darker tone sounds, and then the static wash of radio traffic from 1.2 million feet below swells to fill the room. "Serious concerns. Who doesn't have serious concerns, sir? All I'm authorized to say is that we have the situation under control." "That's mission control," Alice says. "What are they talking about?" Eve says, "The topic of conversation is unclear." Alice turns to the window and stares down at the planet below, moving so fast, yet so slowly she can barely detect its spin. "Extrapolate," she says. But mission control speaks again. "That is not what we're hearing over here, sir. Over here it looks pretty goddamn bad. I assure you, gentlemen, we have our hands firmly on the ball." "Nuclear detonation," Eve suggests, "if I were to hazard a guess." "Nuclear," Alice stops. "The disarmament talks? How certain are you?" "Very," Eve answers. "When is he going to raise the threat level? We've got..." The transmission from mission control is swallowed in a crush of static and feedback, and Eve disables it. The water filtration system falls into relative silence, the only sound that of the rumbling, churning equipment behind the wall panels. Alice barely notices. She stares down below at North America, where a bright flare, like the single pulse of a strobe, flickers and then vanishes. A fat gray cushion of smoke billows out and seems to rise, and Alice realizes that she's staring at the expanding head of a mushroom cloud.